Good morning students, in this video we are going to discuss everything about Edmund Spenser. Before beginning, if you are new to this channel, then don't forget to subscribe the channel for regular updates on how to prepare for the examinations in the subject English Literature. So without any further delay, let's get started. Born in 1552, Edmund Spenser gained his position in English literature through sheer hard work, and particularly he learned a lot from the Chaucer. C.S. Lewis, the author of Chronicles of Narnia, once said that Spenser was a less ordinary man and less clever. He gained everything in his life through struggles and hard work. He was just like you and me and succeeded by working hard. Spenser didn't born with such kind of any talents that we can see in William Shakespeare or John Keats. Spenser was an ordinary man, and whatever he has written reflects the kind of dedication for books and poetry. His struggles made him a humble man. He had a good sense of humor and quite a lot of understanding of human psychology. That's why he attracted a lot of friends. Among one of them was Philip Sidney. Philip Sidney, the famous author in English criticism, who has written the work The Apology for Poetry in response to Stephen Gossoon's attack on poetry. Sidney has also written a famous poem, Astrophel and Stella, and after his death, Edmund Spenser dedicated an elegy on Philip Sidney and titled it Astrophel. As you know, Spenser's behavior and humanity attracted him a lot of friends. Another friend of him was Gabriel Harvey. Gabriel Harvey was the professor and mentor of Edmund Spenser at Cambridge University, where Edmund Spenser was undergraduating. Gabriel Harvey encouraged Spenser to write down a piece of work, and as a result, Edmund Spenser sat down to write his first major work, Shepherd's Calendar. The famous character of Shepherd's Calendar is Colin Clout, which represents Spenser himself, and the character Hobbinol is the representation of his professor, Gabriel Harvey. The work Shepherd's Calendar made him famous, and this led him to meet Lord Leicester. Lord Leicester took him to the Queen Elizabeth. There Edmund Spenser wrote another work titled Mother Hubbert's Tale. This work talks about how the court of Queen Elizabeth was full of flattery and lying. Just to gain the favor of Queen Elizabeth, everyone around her used to flatter her and lie her, and this has been represented in Mother Hubbert's Tale, which made Spenser establish himself as a loyal person to Queen Elizabeth. And later he was made secretary to Lord Grey, who was the Elizabeth's deputy of the Ireland. He worked under him for 16 years before writing his the most famous work, The Faerie Queene. The Faerie Queene was published in 1590 after 16 years of his first major work, Shepherd's Calendar. Spenser initially decided to write 12 books. However, he only wrote 6 books. Out of these 6 books, the first 3 books was published in 1590 and the remaining 3 books published in 1596. The book is based on Aristotle's moral values. His whole plan of writing Faerie Queene mentioned in a letter which was written to Walter Raleigh. The title of the letter was A Letter of the Authors, which talks about how this Faerie Queene is based on Aristotle's moral virtues. The 7 virtues that Faerie Queene talks about are holiness, temperance, chastity, friendship, justice, courtesy, and constancy. Walter Raleigh was a good friend of Edmund Spenser, and they both shared the taste of literature. Even there are evidences that they both used to travel Ireland together. In Faerie Queene, Spenser used the Spenserian stanza, which is the combination of iambic pentameter and iambic hexameter. Iambic hexameter is also known as Alexandrine. The rhyme scheme of Spenserian stanza is ABA, BBC, BCC. The work Faerie Queene is an important work and requires a whole new video in itself. Therefore, we will try to cover the Faerie Queene sometimes later in our videos. Coming back, his other important works include Complaints, Amoreti, Epithalamion, and The Briar and the Oak. Talking about Amoreti, it contains 89 sonnets, which was dedicated to Elizabeth Boyle, to whom he was in love with and ended up marrying her. Some researchers even says that these sonnets are just the rehashed content of the ancient poems, and also the quality of these sonnets are not up to the sublime. Earlier also we have talked that Edmund Spenser made his position in English literature through sheer hard work, and he possessed not such talent of an artist or a writer. It's his dedication and hard work and understanding of human psychology that made his works and poems famous. So it is not surprising for us that he was not a great sonneteer. Also note down that Philip Sidney has written Astrophel and Stella, while Spenser has written Astrophel, which was an elegy on the death of Philip Sidney. Spenser was a good and humble man. That's why Charles Lamb called him poet's poet, and also other writers of English literature like William Wordsworth, John Keats praised him a lot. After the publication of Astrophel in England, Edmund Spenser came back to Ireland, where he was staying at Kilcolman. Kilcolman was his residence, and after Tyrone rebellion broke out, the residence of Edmund Spenser was set on fire. This Tyrone rebellion is also known as 9-Year War, which was from 1593 to 1603. The fire which was set on Edmund Spenser's house killed one of his sons, and Edmund Spenser never came out of this shock. In 1599, after being driven from his home, Edmund Spenser died. The death of Edmund Spenser is still unclear, but according to Ben Jonson, Edmund Spenser died in want of a bread. That means he died in a poor condition, and even he didn't have the food to eat. So here we have discussed everything about Edmund Spenser. So coming to the end of this video, if you have any query, drop your questions in the comments below. And also don't forget to watch the another videos on the most important writers in English literature. In the description below, I have linked to the playlist where I have mentioned all the important writers. And also, if you have not subscribed to this channel yet, don't forget to subscribe this channel. That's it for this video. Thank you.